the South Sydney Rabbitohs with the black bunny as well. I like that. Phil, that's classy, Jez. I like this one once again. You just really stepped it up.
What happened to Jack White?
On his head. It's got worse. I didn't think that was possible.
Because he's not allowed to bite people anymore. He's a bit hungry.
He's starving. Doesn't know how to chew his food up this year.
Say he's going to get like a tube of used toothpaste. Now he's getting long and thin like a tube of used toothpaste.
Adam, you're up here. Gains and losses.
Oh, this is easy. Sean Kepi's gone to Sea Eagles. He's come from the Sea Eagles.
It's easy.
He's come from the Sea Eagles, Sean Kepi. Jack Byton's come from the Raiders. And their losses, Jed Cartwright's gone to the Knights, Liam Knight to the Bulldogs, Heme Sele's gone to the Dragons, and Blake Taft to the Bulldogs, play 14. I'm not running for the re-signs and off contract because there's a lot of re-signs there. They'll obviously re-sign pretty well. Just a couple of notable ones there is Latrell Mitchell, 2027, Cody Walker, one more year before he goes to Super League. And Damien Cook, I don't know if you knew this, guys, we signed in 2025, but did you know he used to be a beach sprinter?
No.
Yeah, I didn't know if you know
not
that.
at all.
Yeah.
I think Jai Arrow to 27 is a pretty good signing.
Yeah, he hasn't done that much since he's been down there, though, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Cam
Murray, 2020. They've made some big re-signings.
Yeah.
Some massive re-signings.
That's obviously been their focus. So, but like the two games that they have got, Kepi can hold his own. They need another middle, so he can definitely do a job for South, probably off the bench. And Jack Whiten, it's still up in the air where he'll play. For mine, he'll start at centre, but there'll be definite pressure on the halves before. I'm not Cody Walker, but yeah, it'll be an interesting one to watch. And Dean Hawkins is coming through as well, and he's a good up-and-coming halfback as well. So it'll be good to see what he can do this year.
Off contract at the end of the year.
Yeah. Micka, got something for us?
Pressures the halves? I don't think he pressures the halves there. I think he's a centre or a fullback.
Pressures the
fullback. Look out.
That's in my concerns.
He's going there to play centre, and if Latrell can't get back into form, then there's the option of swinging those two around. I don't think he's ever going to be an option in the halves at South because Walker's 5'8", and Whiten's definitely not a 7. He hasn't got the kicking game. He's barely got enough kicking game to be a 6.
Let's not forget that Whiten's suspended for the first 2 weeks?
2 rounds.
Yeah, first 2 rounds. So,
when did he sign till? How long?
3 years?
Yeah, I think it was
too long, whatever it is.
So, are they looking at that as a possible replacement for Walker when he inevitably goes off to the Super League?
I'm actually very surprised that we signed Walker any more than what
I say there's he'll pressure.
He had a good season last year.
There's a lot of pressure on Lachlan Ilias, I think, this year. He still hasn't been able to establish himself as that halfback that they need to really guide the side around. And I think he was found out quite a bit last year. So I think, if anything,
they rely heavily. They rely heavily on Cody Walker. And if someone gets under his skin, they lose. It's as simple as that. Cody Walker loses his head, the Rabbitohs lose. He keeps his head, he keeps calm, he kicks them to victory. That's why he had a good season last year is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to fumble through there.
You hate
but
Cody.
If you get under his skin, he's done.
Jeremy hates Cody Walker.
The modern day Cody Walker has lost his temper more than when they had Adam Reynolds. Like Adam Reynolds helped him, and that's what I mean with the halfback role. They need someone like Ilias to really take control of that side and control things. I just feel like they're lacking that at the moment. So that's why if it's Dean Hawkins, it's Dean Hawkins. If it's not, then maybe Cody Walker goes to the halfback role and Jack Whiten goes to 5'8". I'm not too sure throughout the year, but at least I think Whiten at least provides some options there for the Bunnies this year to make something work. So
I honestly think that they are missing leadership at that club. You have guys they're older heads, but if they lose their head, that club's done. So, I know I keep harping on about Cody Walker, but the annoying thing, why I get so annoyed with him is because he's so bloody good, but then he lets his emotions get in the way and he throws his game off. Damien Cook, I think, is the only one there that kind of keeps a level head. Latrell Mitchell gets caught up in all the garbage as well, who is just an unbelievable talent that everybody can see. But again, you get under his skin and he's done. And then everyone else just kind of falls into that. If their leaders are gone, the Rabbitohs kind of just fall into that trap as well of, well, we're just going to go out and try and bash people. But they have so much talent in that team, yet they just don't put it on the park every week. Do you get what I'm saying there? Or is it just me? It's just seeing things.
No, I think it's probably been that way since Reynolds left, and I guess everyone expected Cam Murray to step up, which he does. But did he have a lot? Did he have a lot of injuries or something last year?
He wasn't there though. He was injured, wasn't he? That's why I can't remember him being there.
I don't think he had a very good year as well last year.
Yeah. Don't know. Someone says in the comments that does Hunt go to South if Ilias is struggling?
Joel's dad, and he won't go anywhere but Queensland. It's the only way he'll get out of St George is to go to Queensland.
Yeah.
Can we get to the ratings? Because I want to rate him.
Go.
Yeah, it's
Go
about
for
a 4. It's a 4.
4?
Yeah, it's a 4. That would be nice. Because I personally don't think Jack White at his age is a great signing. And I'll get to my concerns as to why later in the concerns time. But it's not a signing they needed. The fact they've let go of a young up-and-coming player like Blake Taff, who has done the job for him when he's needed to, when he's filled in, I thought he's quite good and obviously filled in quite a lot for Latrell last year, given the amount of games Latrell missed due to injury, suspensions, and everything else.
Taff was solid. Yep.
He was very solid. I don't think it's the signing they needed. And like I said, I'll go to that when we get to it.
Mick, let you go next.
Oh, actually, I yelled out loud that Adam's 4, but he's probably right. They've signed 2 players. One of them's a bit unknown. I'll go 5.
Oh,
I gave the Dolphins a 7, and they got Flegler and Farnworth. So, yeah, I'll give South a 5.
I will. Look at that re-signings list. There is some talent there. I'm putting them in for a 7. I think it's actually a decent recruitment drive. They obviously spent a lot of their money in-house to re-sign a lot of this talent. Like Kaloa Matangi is one of the best second rows in the competition. They've got massive apps on Tavita Totola. That's their main man coming through. Campbell Graham was one of the best centers.
Look at the money. Look at the money they've tied up there on one, like you say, Walker, Mitchell, Murray, Whiten, Cook. That's a lot of their salary cap gone just on those 5 players. Do you need all 5 of those players?
That's a pretty.
They're not massively long term though.
They're not, but they're still there. Like if they bring through what's this Hawkins? Let's say he comes through and they have injuries or something. He gets a run. He comes through. He's off contract at the end of the year, and he wants big money next year to stay. And you've got someone like Cody Walker. They've obviously signed a 2 deal, which wasn't needed, or Cookie, who's getting on. Not the young beach sprinter he used to be. They might be able to re-sign him. He might end up elsewhere because they've tied up so much their cap on these players. And look, they're not exactly proven players. Like, as we touched on, Latrell Mitchell, great talent. But has he done it for South Sydney? No, his best football was at the Roosters, and he hasn't produced that for me at the Roosters at South Sydney yet.
And at Origin. Yep.
But the thing is, there's 16 other football clubs that would sign Latrell Mitchell in a heartbeat if they could.
Yeah, but you're not playing that.
That's what you've got to pay.
Can we skip the concerns? Because there's a lot of concerns before we can we
my rating first and then we can.
Hang on. Don't skip ahead because
you confused me again. I thought we were just talking about gains and losses. I didn't realise that re-sign was part of that. So, geez, boys.
Yeah,
you obviously haven't been watching the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's on me.
You call yourself an expert.
Yeah.
Joel, I'm with you. I've gone a 7.5, and it's purely on the re-signings because as much as I really don't like South Sydney, there's so much talent there, and it annoys the absolute hell out of me when they don't put it all together over just stupid stuff like losing their cool. So hopefully they have a better season. They're always there, though. They're always there.
I'm up in mind to a
7.5.
I'm going to 6.
You gave him a 5.
Nah, 6.
He's going up. Adam's sticking with his 4, and he's ready to. I reckon. Look at him. He's ready to blow up about something. But I'm going to let.
Here we go.
Because I'll say the positives quickly. And as sort of Jez just said, like you look at the lineup, they have to do something. Like I feel like if it's not this year, then they're done. You can write them off. They've got to rebuild, blah blah blah. But the talent in this lineup, they just have to they just got to produce. And I'm anticipating Latrell has to bounce back. Both of him and Cody just need to hold their heads. If they can do that, who knows what can happen? Because at their best, there's no doubt they're two of the best players in the competition. So that's mine, Adam. If you want to take off, you can.
Yeah, I'm going to take off. So, biggest concern.
I need a helicopter sound effect.
Yeah, biggest concern for South Sydney is finding the balance in their team. Like I said, I'm being critical from the moment they announced the Jack Whiten signing. In my opinion, Latrell Mitchell is the best centre in the game, playing fullback. If they want success, Whiten needs to go back to fullback, which obviously already started his career, and Latrell Mitchell needs to go to centre. It's a very simple switch, but I guess it kind of highlights my next concern, which is who's really running this team, because it certainly isn't the coach. Because Latrell wants to play fullback, so Latrell gets to play fullback. He's obviously there with some of his good mates. The other concern I have is they've got way too many hotheads in their team, which Jeremy already touched on, and they've just added another one. We've seen what Walker and Latrell can do when things don't go their way. A nice little swing an arm or laugh or get off their game. This added someone like Jack Whiten, who they're going to play out of position as well. He's going to make errors in the centres defensively. He's going to get off his game. He's going to start looking for swinging arms and stuff, as he likes to do. We saw that in the semi-final what he came with last year when he was off his game. So, me personally, I think they've got it all wrong. I think balance is going to be a massive issue for them. I had South Sydney winning the comp after about 8 or 9 rounds last year, and they fell to shit there, which asked questions what was really going on in the club, because nothing changed. Nothing.
Hit the wrong button. I heard you swear and I got excited. I'm sorry.
It was better than Lego how they fell off, especially because Parramatta started that slide. But there was no questions asked there. What I'm hearing out of South Sydney is there's some obviously big concerns about who's actually running the club, and it's pretty evident there that it's not the coach. So big issues. I don't have them playing finals football. I'll give you my prediction soon.
So, it sounds like you're in a storm. When you say the better balance, then what's your suggestions for that to fix it?
Well, the coach has to
how'd you go?
Well, I think they should have. I've already said it. Whiten should be at fullback. Latrell should be in the centres. If they're not going to do that, I believe Walker's time in the NRL is almost done. He's obviously debuted late, which is an advantage for him. But the fact they re-sign him, I think, is a waste of cap space. It's time for him to go off to the Super League. That's where he decides to go. But in that way, they could have Whiten there with Ilias or whatever. They can put Whiten in the 5'8". The other option is obviously to play Walker at halfback, as was mentioned earlier. But I don't think signing a player on close to $1 million a year to play him in the centres was smart. He's not a centre. We've seen him at Origin. He's been great in attacking Origin, but he's been absolutely fucking terrible at defence.
Do we know it was $1 million?
It's only 925.
925. There you go. That's a lot of money.
No, I said it's only 925. You can't swear yet.
It's for up to 8:30.
Look, we may as well Jez, have you got something else to say about that? I want to hear some nice, crisp audio from you.
I was about to say that what's going on here with the Martin boys? Their setups just having issues. Adam, you got to fix your microphone there, mate.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, but we're getting a lot of helicopter noises.
Oh, really?
Yep. I think I've already said my bit on the Rabbits. Like, I just want them to play consistent footy as a rugby league fan. I don't like the Rabbitohs. Never have. Never will. But when you see the names that are across there and you see all that talent, you just want them to put games together. And you want to come up against a really strong Rabbitohs team. But I think a lot of the teams kind of just realise that if you unhinge a couple of them, you win. So they've really just got to get amongst that. I agree with what Adam said around they need to find the right mix because they've got a lot of players that play in similar positions. You've got a lot of talent there that are in similar positions. And it's not as easy as just saying, all right, well, then you just go and defend out in the centres. So they do have to find that mix, and hopefully they find it sooner in the season rather than later.
Yeah. You can start us off with the finishing bracket.
I've got him. I'm trying to think where I've put all the other teams because it's going to come back to bite me when I do like the final.
I've got a lot missed in the 8. I haven't got a lot in the 8. We've got 8 teams left.
No. Look, I'm going to go. I'm going to go 9 to 12, just because I think I have space there.
We've stitched ourselves up here for sure. We haven't been keeping track of this. Adam?
I've got them 9 to 12 as well.
Ooh, Mick?
What's the bottom of the 8 bracket? 5 to 8?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll put him in there. I think they've got too many class players to miss the 8 2 years in a row.
Yeah, I've got them 5 to 8 as well. So exactly the same reason what Mick said. So